Hello, everyone. As we all know, 2016 is officially back. Okay, it's officially back. For those who weren't there during 2016, because it's a shocking amount of you, 2016 was amazing. It was a great time to really be there. Whenever I meet somebody who wasn't there for 2016, I say, hey, how are you a person? How are you not just a baby, right? How are you not just a little infant that I could punt? How are you in middle school or like even high school, you know? So I wanted to talk about that in today's video. Alongside that, we're making a little map of our area. So we're going to put that on the side. And I'm going to talk about how to truly live in 2016 in 2026. So a main problem of that phrase, 2026 is the new 2016, is that it's rooted in nostalgia. It's rooted in looking back at a time with tinted glasses. And I'm going to be honest, 2016 was pretty cool, ranging from... Ow. A main problem of looking back at 2016 is that you're not looking forward. You're only looking back to what was, not what could be. That represents the entire problem with the whole 2026 is the new 2016. Because we basically dedicate our lives to nostalgia. The main difference between us now and people in 2016 was that now we look back to 2016 and think of all the greatness that was 2016. But in 2016, all we were doing was looking forward. You know, what plans we had, goals, things that were on our agenda. We've lost sight of that. The main reason why 2016 was so amazing, quote unquote, is because we were living in the moment. And we weren't looking back and hoping for whatever. But granted, it was a lot more of a peaceful time. That's like 100% the truth of the matter. I truly think the only way to live like it's 2016 is to be present in the current moment. Uh-oh. Okay. We're good. So there's been a modern trend on YouTube of the quote unquote the worst day in 2016. And it's a bunch of pictures of Ronaldo on a boat, like with amazing muscles, or like Justin Bieber with a bunch of people like hanging out, partying, right? You know, of course, the pink filter that was on every single photo back in 2016. Oh, by the way, for anybody who was not living in 2016, the pink filter actually wasn't a filter. It that's just how the air was different back then. You know, it was just pink like that. And that was just how it was naturally, you know. And scientists don't know how to explain it. It just happened, you know. And we're just lucky that we were there to experience it. As soon as 2017 came, it just disappeared. We don't know the phenomena behind it or anything like that. We just know that it happened, and it was a great time. The main thing behind the whole 2016 nostalgia is that it kind of was better. High key, it was better. Like, there wasn't crazy division and crazy instability between the political groups. There wasn't huge division between conflicts and war and all that. You know, nowadays there's so many more problems than there were in 2016. And the problems that we did have in 2016, it was really minute when you compare it to things we have nowadays. And I think that's why we look at the cliche, oh, the worst day in 2016, and it'd be like a perfect, you know, summer day in like California with palm trees and pink air, things like that. While realizing how lucky we were back then, we have to realize that we can make our own future. You know, we're not stuck in this BS, no matter how hard and no matter how stuck in the mud it seems to be. You know, if you've been living life somewhat unfulfillingly, this is the time to lock in, bro. Lock in, dude. Okay, get that crazy Greek god aesthetic body, dude. Make that money, okay? Do all the things you want to do, because at the end of the day, you only got one shot. You only got one life. It may be scary when you realize that, but when you sit on it and think about it, you realize how lucky you are that you're limited to only one life. Because if we were to live for forever, then would anything truly matter? Like the classic question is, oh, life is meaningless when you think about it, right? It's meaningless when you think about it in the large scale. And honestly, I say that's not true. Because we have that one life, because we are limited in time, that's what makes it special, because we only have one specific shot. So why sit in your room all day and just scroll and just do nothing and just sit on your ass when you could do something that actually makes you feel fulfilled? And I don't think many people are conscious of that at all. So I was just running around and I found this really amazing spot. So I think I'm going to stay here and chat for a little bit. I've been thinking about time back then. And I'm sure we weren't thinking about it either consciously or subconsciously. But in our act of living in the moment, we were living life and taking advantage of the time. 2016 was the year of technology finally culminating to a point where it got embedded into pop culture at that point. We also saw that in 2016, most of the music back then was very, pop and computer based and very synth based, which was a very new sound comparative to a lot of other genres. And I think that made 2016 and that era really set its side apart from everything else that came before, which is why it felt so new and fresh and in the moment. I just think the best way to live like it's 2016 is to live in the moment like it's 2026. I think the best way to live in this brief time of, 2016's back, baby, woo! Let's just go for it full send. You know what I mean? Because that's what we did back in the day. That's what we did back in 2016. Back in 2016, we'd make plans and we follow through. Nowadays, we would make plans for months on end, months on end, months on end. And then we'd just bail on them at the last moment just because, I wasn't feeling it, or, I don't really, it's just not of interest to me anymore. But nah, 2016, shit was real back then, okay? So that's the main goal of 2026, okay? To make shit real again, okay? Going back to those photos of Ronaldo and Justin Bieber, for the most part, they look kind of ripped. You know what I mean? And if you were not working on your body and your physique right now, not even for people, do it for you, dude. Now, this next thing is for everyone, but especially people in Gen Z. We should really be at a point of living it up. You know what I mean? Because we're entering our 20s. If you haven't locked in yet, bro, now is the perfect time. You want to know why? Because the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. Okay? Was 5 years ago. Was 2 years ago. Was 2 weeks ago. Last week. Yesterday. 2 minutes ago. Starting is always the hardest. And a lot of times everyone talks about, it's not the perfect moment. It's, I'm waiting for a sign from the universe, or I'm waiting for this, I'm waiting for that. You can't wait. There's no waiting in this lifetime. Life's too short to wait for shit to happen. You gotta make the shit happen for you. Go talk to that girl. Go to the gym. Go do a hell of a bunch of stuff. Go make some money. You know what I mean? Like, go do crazy shit. Because, especially for the Gen Zers coming up, we're going into the primes of our lives, okay? Like, now is the time to lock in and get that lore, okay? Your 20s are all about lore, okay? It's all about crazy shit to do, okay? It's not about getting a safe job and doing what mommy wants you to do and being too scared to take the initiative. Nah, fuck that, okay? Take initiative, okay? Do the impossible. Try and attempt and even fail, okay? Who cares if you fail? Because you're in your 20s. It don't matter. Try a bunch of stuff, and when you're done with trying that stuff, try new stuff. Because at the end of the day, you only got one shot. Welcome to 2016, baby. Let's go.